Hey there, Virgo community. Soul Tigers here with a story for this wonderful community. Now, this is a little bit different. This is different with the vibe that I'm picking up. But by the end of the vibe, I'm kind of seeing how this pulls together. So I'm very curious on what's going to come out. Because as usual, I don't know what's going to happen. But as I'm calling in the angels, the ancestors, the guardians, the spirit guides, and divine and universal energy, all for this frequency, it's just I was picking up some interesting stuff. So the word that I kept hearing this morning was Hamunaptra. Now, Hamunaptra is not a real city. It's a fictional city from the movie series The Mummy. But it supposedly depicts the Valley of the King city, which is Thebes in Egypt. Yeah, right? This is really interesting. What does Thebes, what does Egypt have to do with this frequency? So I'm wondering if there could be some royal lineage in the Virgo's bloodline. And so what else I found was a band of military men in the Bronze Age. Now, let me explain, I'm neutral when it comes to gender-specific things. In my mind, everybody's an individual. They have a right to express that individualism, regardless of what it is. As long as it's not something negative that's hurting people, let somebody be who they're going to be. Let them have their preferences. All right, so what I'm going to say next is there was a band of military men in the Bronze Age that were male lovers who were paired together. And I've read this through, like, say, that Spartan age, because Spartan did attack Thebes way back in the day, and I think it was around this Bronze Age. So this was something that was common back then. Oop, getting a little confirmation there. So what this led me to believe is questioning. The Virgo in this story is questioning themselves between old ways and now. How to have healthy relationships between same sexes. Now, where I get with that, again, I'm completely neutral. I'm not pushing for one way. I'm not pushing for another. So if you're still here, thank you. What this means is the Virgo in this story has ran into conflict when it comes to having a healthy relationship with somebody of the same sex. This doesn't have to be intimate. This could be with the boss. This could be with coworkers. This could be just with interacting with that specific sex. This can go in oppositions, but for the Virgo in this story, it's very specific to the same sex. I myself have a little dysfunction at one time had working through when it came to female energy, even though I'm effeminate. This was because I grew up around a very overbearing female energy. So when it came to coming up and establishing relationships in my social environments outside of the home or the traditions, it became a challenge when I started to evolve. So this is what this could be leading up to when we're getting into this vibe. So could have trauma and fear of bringing trauma in, again, when it comes to getting to know people. So that means there could be a closing down the wall or even opening the wall up or the gate up, and we're overthinking every interaction with gender specific interactions, I would say. I don't know if I'm wording that right. So because of the stress of dealing with this, it could be bringing some acid reflux on or other digestional issues. Now remember, this is all for entertainment purposes, okay? So what I have come in next is to help out is maybe start getting into using divination tools. Divination tools are neutral as well. What I had pop up, because I was guided to go back to a certain specific spot, and I'm like, oh yeah, you want me to do this? And it wasn't about that. It was about leading me back to this. A pendulum. I just recently had somebody gift me this beautiful one. Now, a pendulum does not have its attachments either to good or evil. What it has its attachments to are the attachments that you give it. It's all based on intentions. Like when a person prays, it's all based on intentions. Reiki is all on intentions. Healing, a lot of times going to holistic, is all on intentions. Placebo effect, I could even say, all on intentions. All right, entertainment purposes. But getting a divination tool to help you reconfirm some of the things that you're feeling. This tells me that you're picking up energy and you're not knowing how to sift through it. For me, simply, I just ask it yes and no questions, just to kind of reconfirm things that I already knew. I don't know why you're being asked to use divination tools. This is going to be at your own guidance. I'm just here to bring it up. Cards like this, tarot cards, are divination tools as well. Oracle cards are divination tools. And from what I get, they were used in the church way back in the day. Okay? But again, light research, you can go do your own research. But what divination tools are used for is to help bring clarity. If you're going around and trying to use your divination tools for something bad, just expect karma. Just expect karma. Because, again, Divine's going to go, what do you think you're doing? I'm just saying, don't do it. Just don't do it. All right. So somebody here is also pissed off. They're pissed off at the Virgo specifically in this story. You got them choked up on their own words. Ooh, I like that. And I actually drew an angry face. They're so mad that I had to draw the angry face. It is in your lineage journey to rise to your place. I don't know if this is like a Simba story, coming back to where you belong and rising up and going to the spot you're supposed to be and showing everyone they're not going to hold you back. They're not going to overrule you. I don't know if anyone's seen Twilight, when Jacob took his place of power finally and became the alpha. I mean, it could be something like that. That's the vibe I'm getting here. I did do a story yesterday for y'all, and I had to scrub the whole thing because it ended up being hijacked by somebody's ancestor who was close and who wanted to relay a specific message to them. So I'm very curious because a lot of the same cards have came out, and I've been also guided to give a third oracle deck, a bonus at the very end to confirm everything. So let's get ready, Virgo community. We got a ride ahead of us when it comes to this story. So let's get started with the intro with the Shamanic Healing Oracle. All right, so let me see. Angels, ancestors for the Virgo frequency. What is it that needs to come out right away? We're confused on a struggle. This could be an overpowering struggle. I got that red here. Red is a very powerful color. Could be tied to emotions. It could be tied to how we ground ourselves as well. Where we go, where we've been. Always feeling like we're on an uphill battle. What is this? It is that inner journey. This is confirming it. This one would be in total upright. Right here. So I got this fish. Fish, I'm being led to right now to think of Christianity. Again, non-dominant. But doesn't fish represent something holy? Isn't it almost like their person Jesus? So if you look at that, his journey had to overcome a lot of things, even towards the end when he was being persecuted. So this is a journey where this Virgo is going to have to overcome persecutions and have a rebirth. And I have a little bird who was really trying to get in. I was thinking about drawing with marker back on this one, doing a no-fly zone, but I don't know if it'll work. So let's continue. I need to get stickers for him. I feel bad. I'm going to go off on a detour because that's the vibe here. I'm not going to lie. I didn't write that down, but between today and yesterday, trying to bring in information for this frequency, detouring, taking your time like what we're going to do now just to enjoy the moment, just to observe things. So when I was cleaning this window yesterday, oh my God, all the dust, you could see the imprints of all the birds. And you would think with the imprints and the little tiny feathers stuck on there, it wasn't like, don't think of it on a grand scale. They're small birds. You know they have to see the light, but for some reason they want to keep coming in. And you can see little feathers stuck to the window. And it's just like, I couldn't help but laugh. Not laugh at them directly, but just laugh at the cycle that they're putting themselves in still. They have to see me here in a sense. It's a very clean window, but they keep still trying to go through. Even though I'm pretty sure these are the same visitors as before, because these mother chuckers, I tell you what, these mother chuckers go through a whole bird thing in like a day, a half a day, or a day and a half. It just depends on how many are like, hey, what's up? How you doing? This is the spot to kick it. So maybe it's observing how other people keep making the same mistakes, or observing that you're making the same mistakes for the Virgo in the story. That could be a part of the struggle here. That could be a part of getting aligned with this inner journey. But let's go ahead and move forward. Let's move forward. So emotional release. We're confused about that. We're confused about how to cleanse out, how to move more forward when we can't force it. We can't force it because everything is divinely timed. Even the rut that you're in now, I'm hearing this say. And that's a big I quote. The rut that you're in right now is having to do with these changes that are divinely timed. Let's see, 9 into 11. Things are manifesting quickly. Sign of opportunity is opening up for you. And sometimes, even in the moment, I'm being reflected to go back to the twilight when Jacob takes his place of power. He had to do it in that moment. It was that moment that he had to finally do it. Sometimes you get that one chance and it's been divinely guided. You got that open spot to do it. Are you going to jump in it? Are you going to do it? Are you going to accept once you go into that spot that you're meant to be, that's a part of your journey for your lineage? Are you going to do it? Oh, wow. This is so neat. This is very neat. This is beautiful already. Last card for the Virgo frequency. Something that you're not seeing, something that you're confused on, something that has to do with divine timing and these changes. Stripping the illusions. Stripping the illusions that hold you back. Think about any story that you come across. I don't want to keep referring back to Twilight. Think about all the stories that you come across where a person had rose up through that struggle, found what they were supposed to do, released everything that was holding them back. They stripped the illusions from them so that they could see their place of power, so that they could see where they were supposed to go. Not only see it, feel it, align with it. Wow. So let's see what's happening in the present now. That's just the intro. Holy moly. It's like a freight train of energy coming in. What I'm hearing is be careful. If there is a Virgo who has been drinking a little bit more to kind of take the edge off, no. This is not the time to take the edge off. This is the time to feel it. Why is this the time to feel it? Because all the detours are going to be beautiful. What's going to happen when you feel this, this might align you with doing something different. Something that's a part of the change. Something that's going to help strip the illusion and show you why this is divinely timed. All right, so what wants to come out for the present? We have the Death card here. So fitting for this Scorpio energy. The Death card comes in reverse. I think that reconfirms, because I have it under the emotional release, the divine timing by the stripping the illusions. I feel like this comes at a time where either you can create space, you can create this new nurturing way to go, or you're going to create a constriction within yourself that's going to keep you where you're at and not stepping in that place of power. Again, this did come in a full reverse. This is so fitting for the Scorpio energy. So I'm trying to fill out how this plays into the new moon in Libra, because the new moon in Libra is all about rebalancing yourself. Rebalancing. What it could be is feeling like you've always put yourself in some kind of struggle of a situation. And it's always seemed like this uphill battle. Like you can never do better for yourself in a sense. Like you always just, it's like you have a magnet for just hard things coming at you. I don't want to say bad because it's all different in perspective. Because what we could deem bad could be a rude awakening into a big lesson. But what I'm getting is there's a Virgo in this story who just feels like they have a big magnet to negative things that are always attracting to them. So what it would be is to realign that there's just these tough lessons. And these tough lessons, I think we're going to figure out in the block. They got to be pressed. And you got to reinvest that into yourself, into that self-care, into that other side. And as I say that, I have the Hangman, getting another perspective. The Hangman comes in reverse, and this is Neptune energy. So this gets thrown to the Pisces. So what it is you're not seeing the creator, the creative. There's something energetically that you're not seeing that has to do with something that you're really good at. What I'm hearing is the Virgo in this story has it's a natural gift for things. A natural gift that somebody else wants to come in on. You know that they want to come in on. So what it is you have somebody who could keep wanting you to stay hung up on your head about things, not moving, not getting that other view. But on the other side, they're trying to sneak into your stuff. You could be sneaking into your finances, to your vitality. Whatever it is that you have a nick for, I think that's what they want. But you don't know that it could be siphoning you in a sense. Oh, this is interesting. This is, why am I hearing that this is siphoning them? And the reason why I say it's siphoning, because it has you overspent or confused on how to spend. This could be money. This could be your time. This could be your focus. This could be your energy. This is currency that you are giving out. So what is it about the Four of Pentacles? So I have two cards here. I have the Lovers in reverse. And I'll show you that. Just let me cover up a little bit of stuff. All right. So to clarify, this person who has you overspending, that could be a part of the illusions. what they don't want you to change is the inability to make a decision. A bad choice is made. Friends move on and abandon you. Fighting and communication breakdown lead to infidelity and separation. Possible divorce. A moral lapse involving temptation, indiscretion, and infidelity. Interference of in-laws. The need to heal a relationship. And then what we have that you don't see is the Six of Cups. Concentrate on pleasant, happy memories of good times to comfort you in times of trouble. Remember the good times and let go of the bad. Someone or something from your past brings you happiness, emotional relief, and healing from grief and loss. So the stripping out the illusions, the overspending with this Four of Pentacles, it has to do with how you reflect on this person. This person could be breaking you down in a sense to where they've always keep themselves at a higher status, on a higher pedestal than others. That's interesting. So right now, while you're going through this change, if you choose it, if you want to strip these illusions, because this is all being divinely timed, you're being faced with this relationship because you're in the 8th house energy right now, which is transformation through relationships. So there's a transformation here that you need to have with somebody. What else needs to come out for the present? Something that you don't want to see, that the Virgo has to do with the struggle. How can the Virgo themselves create a new way to go and to take off? What I'm getting is it could be a momentum thing. I have the Magician almost an upright with the Nine of Swords directly under the struggle and a little bit of that inner journey. So this is what's also keeping you tied up, because this Magician is looking at the Hanged Man and the Death card right here. This has to do with cleansing, a big cleansing out, a big emotional release. But what I'm hearing Virgo say is, I'm tougher than that. That has nothing to do with how tough a person is. Being able to have an emotional release is being vulnerable with enough to be honest with yourself. I have the Hermit here in reverse. Can I trust myself? Can I trust others again? How do I navigate this? Because remember, this has to do with a same-sex kind of relationship. But it's not in the sense where it has to be intimate. If it is intimate, then that's for that person. If it's not intimate, again, then that's for that person. But how do I have a balanced relationship between somebody of the same sex? And what I have is Judgment. And I have the Ten of Wands. Judging how you can get out of conflict with something. And it has to do with why you're in this hermit mode. It has to do with this inner journey. It has to do with this emotional release. I mean, this could be between two females. It could be between two males. But we have somebody who has been very opinionated over this Virgo for quite some time. This person doesn't bring good fortune to Virgo. They're not very fair. They keep Virgo confused on which way to go because they're trying to use traditions. Old traditions. Remember I told you there was some kind of confusion about the way things have been going, old things. And it feels like it's honestly dishonest to this Virgo, which keeps this Virgo right here. And this King of Cups energy. This King of Cups is almost an upright, but this person is trying to make the Virgo in this story feel very selfish. feel like they're not coming in from a higher emotional balance, higher emotional intelligence kind of zone from within. Where you have somebody is saying, no, it's supposed to be this way because this is the way it has gone. This could be with work. This could be with family. This could even be with friends. This could be with acquaintances. You got somebody who's trying to keep a Virgo in place. What? I don't know, Virgo, do you have, I'm not seeing cups here, except for the main cup. So Virgo, if you have any Cancerian energy, because we got two major arcanas, right? With the King of Cups and the Death card here. So we could have a Virgo who has a water in their chart. But we got two Cancerians with the Chariot. We got a Chariot here too. So Scorpio, Cancer, then Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Oh, and then we got Pisces here with the Neptune. Huh. Six of Cups. That's going to be fixed Scorpio energy right there as well. If there is a Virgo who has a lot of water sign influence, I'm being pulled more towards the Cancerian one. Go watch the Cancerian recap video. It's only 10 minutes, or go and watch the full one. It really talks about stepping into the leadership that they're supposed to. So this could be something here, because remember, it's a stepping, it's part of this inner journey of wherever you're supposed to step up into. Oh, this is so cool. I like this so much. Wow. Go Virgo. It's your birthday. You can do it. I believe in you. Your ancestors, angels, spirit guides, divine, and universal do too. They got you, boo-boos. They got you. That's why we're all here. Just for you. So let's go ahead and talk about this block. What needs to come out for the block, for the Virgo community? You want to do some breathing exercises. Breathing exercises are going to help ground out that mind. So something about with these illusions, overspending, that has to do with this change. Virgo doesn't want to see it, yet they're confused on it. I have a 7 of presents here. 7 of presents, isn't that building up to stuff still? Trying to figure out how we can do it, how we can have the most. But I feel like this Virgo feels like this is just what they have to give. This is just what's been given to them. Any box that they pick, big or small, it's going to end up in this way. This is why they fear change. They fear not being able to close the door to this cycle of energy. Well, that's where this full moon, second moon are playing into this, because you're being put in a position right now where the veil is being pulled back. I don't know. There's something that I'm being guided to say that there's something you're seeing here. There is, with this stripping the illusions, there's something that you're seeing, because you're picking up things and you're not sure if it's the imagination or you're just seeing something. Or if it's something that's actually happening. But it has to do with navigating this. It has to do with navigating what is actually truly coming in as a guided message versus the veil that has been kept closed for so long to things that you thought was happening. All right, because energetically, all this celestial energy is pulling the veil back on all of us. Now, where the full moon in Aries plays into this is we're going to get a choice to have a little bit of a fresh start. Aries is the birth of awareness, the first zodiac sign. So there could be a birth of awareness that you come into when you start to strip away these illusions and realize that not every present it has to be this present. So what it is with the egotistical side that I was told to focus on, it has to do with the childlike side to Aries. Now, what's happening with people who can't make this, who can't confront what's been pulled back to be shown, is they've been acting out like a child that doesn't know better, that's throwing fists, that's trying to poke at you, that's trying to bully you. This is why this one's acting more like a fool, like an idiot, I should have said instead of a fool. But yeah, this is why this is happening. So right now you have a choice if you want to sit here and act like a fool with this fool, or do you want to learn the lesson, reinvest in yourself, balance your own scales, your inner scales out, and look at everything from a new view. A view of the child who hasn't been taught how to categorize, how to fall into a certain place. This is the child that hasn't been taught fears yet. View. So you got two choices. You got one that's been taught the fears, taught how to act, or you got one that hasn't, that has that freedom to explore, to do something more, to see what's for them and say, oh, this ain't for me. Okay, I can move on. And not been taught that they have to deal with this. All right, so let's go ahead and move forward on in this block. What else needs to come out for the block, for this story? Some more stuff that Virgo's not seeing. Let's start off with the one over the Knight of Swords and the Magician. When I focus on this energy, there's a big anxiety energy around this. It's a big nervousness that comes on. It has to do with the Five of Potions. Trying to take the edge off. Trying to take the edge off so you don't have to confront something. Why are we trying to take the edge off so we don't have to confront something? Because we're not seeing how we can light a different path with this Three of Candles. We're not seeing that we could have the judgment, not have the conflict, and be able to go in a place where we can actually find what I'm hearing is birds of a feather in a sense. People where we can flock together. People who have like that same kind of outlook, that same kind of dream. This could be even just given the judgment to be able to give yourself permission to go off in your own and trusting yourself. It's like somebody who holds themselves back from starting a business because they find every reason under the sun where they think they would not be good at something. You know what I heard that was interesting? This was on that one lady who's a psychic medium, Salone. I like her fiery ways. I like it because she has a lot of conviction in how she feels. You can tell that she has a very good relationship in how she validates herself. Validates what incoming messages are given to her. Whether it's through people projecting or even say higher up energy. But what I like and what she mentioned is I'm not political. I'm neutral. I'm neutral on a lot of things. But what she had mentioned is there was something that she was watching. And she was like, I feel like I'm smarter than this person who is of this rank in this office that's doing this or whatever kind of thing. This is a person who gets paid in a very high up position. And yet you have somebody who makes a quarter of that, half of that, I don't know what she makes, who feels like they are smarter than that person who's running shit. All right, I'm using this as an example. I know that there's a Virgo who's been put in a situation where they feel like they're smarter than whoever's trying to manage them, in a sense. Smarter, it could be a matriarch in the family, it could be some type of manager, but this manager, what I'm getting, whoever it is not showing up. And it's making Virgo have to work harder, in a sense, but it's also taking away from Virgo in the sense of them having confidence and being able to start something new. Okay, Virgos, you have this in your history where you're fine being the assistant. Virgos are hard workers. It's like a nurse. A nurse doesn't want that doctor position. They don't need it. They are so strong, though, because they know just as much as a doctor. They work their butts off, and they're fine in that position. I'm not saying that everything is being treated fair, but that is their purpose, and they're okay with that position a lot of times. And that is with a Virgo. A Virgo is not like a Leo. They don't need to showcase out. They don't need to have their name on the biggest plaque to show that they did something. Virgos are humble in the sense that if they're able to align with what truly feeds their hearts, they're just happy to be there. But you're not happy with where you're at, but you're finding reasons. And I feel like taking the edge off is kind of what's doing you in and holding you back, in a sense. What else needs to come out? So I have this Four of Needles. It's being stuck. What are you stuck with? Stuck with only one way to go that you feel like. Why are you stuck with only one way to go? So we have the Six of Candles in reverse. It's because it's the way it's always went. It's what I am doomed to. It's the traditions. It's what I always find. You got to get off of that soapbox. You got to get off of that soapbox. Because in the other sense, it could be that you need to rest, have a clarity of thought, and see how you can get over all these kind of old conflicting relationships. See that you don't have to overspend on others. See that when you do that, you will be stripping the illusion. Seeing that this is all happening and being thankful that it's happening because it's divinely timed and opening up to the change. There's two sides to every coin. And I was being pointed to show the other side of the coin to this block. What else needs to come out? Something that the Virgo in this story is not seeing. Two of Presents. The choices that they have. The choices that they have. Alright. So if we know this thing's going to pop out on you, are you going to prepare yourself? Or are you going to let it scare you every single time? You have a right to your own stability. You have a right to your own currency, growth. You have a right to all of this stuff. Don't let others feel like you have to overspend. Because you're always leaning to these others, this overspending your energy, overspending your resources, overspending. Why are we overspending? I want to help. That's what I heard as I'm flipping this card. I want to help. That could be the thought behind all of this here. That could be that giving energy that you're wanting to produce, that harmony, because this is usually a harmony card. 6 is always a harmonious number in numerology, I believe. Ooh. So with this contract, it's not knowing how much to give and how much to let somebody take, in a sense. And you need to come to a new idea. Aces are investments, new direction. What is the ace for you? What is this new direction? What's going to help get the Virgo in this story unstuck? Last one. All right, last one. All right, so this community and how they make you feel, you're not seeing it. What I'm hearing is you're not seeing how they're feeding into the reactiveness of you. They're not seeing how much you're having to put yourself aside, in a sense. They're not seeing how much compromise is being made to walk on their wall of standards. Usually a Queen of Candles, Queen of Wands. She could be very, what I'm hearing is belligerent. She could be mean. She can be fiery. She can put somebody through that fire. But for this one, I have a cat here who's walking on this wall. And that's why I say that in the way that I did. You're not sure if where they're putting you, where they're making you walk. You're not sure that this is what's feeding into you having to, try and take the edge off. Feeding into the confusion on you being able to go and actually who you're supposed to be. Whew. Wow. Holy moly. Wow. Wow. This is a lot here. This is a lot. So let's get started with this conclusion, Virgo community. Let's see what needs to come out. So angels, ancestors, divine, universal energy. What is needed for this frequency? We need the will. The will to what? The will to have patience. The will to have patience for what? For wisdom that we're not seeing. Wisdom that we are confused on. Wisdom that we have from the different experiences we have stacked upon and stacked upon and stacked upon to learn many things. Like I said, there's something here that you're really, really good at. And you stand above others. You stand above others. I'm told to read the 22. I don't know if that means something to somebody. 22. So we'll go to 4. 4. Don't worry. What you are working towards will be successful. They wanted me to take that little moment of silence so you can feel the impact of that last message. Again. 4. Do not worry. What you are working towards will be successful. All right, divine and universal energy. What are the final messages? Boundaries. In your new world start, the new way you're going to go, you're going to have to create these boundaries. These boundaries towards anything that wants to come in and create conflict. Anything in a sense that's going to take your will away. Anything that's going to denote your perspective. Finding that peace. That peace within self. Not only seeing, but coming out of confusion of where your personal power is, what your personal power journey is. I say personal power journey, again, because there's something in your lineage journey where this is a part of it. You're on the divine timing. You're right on time. You're in this 8th house. Whoever this Virgo's dealing with in this story, this transformation through this relationship is going to put you somewhere up. Up in your personal power. Up in the peace. Up in being able to establish new boundaries. Up in a place where you can find patience, where you're not having to rush off all the time for somebody else to clean up their messes or something. Having this secureness, this peace again, that you have the will. You have the will. The will to be able to say what's for you, what's not for you, and to go off into those positive endeavors. I'm hearing one last card. One last card. What's the final message for the Virgo community? What is it? So this person's going to poke at you. They're going to poke at you. And what they're going to do is they're going to do some kind of tactic where they've been able to keep this Virgo stuck. And what this feeds on is the things that you feel like you're missing. The voids that you have within yourself. They want to play at your power. They want to play at getting you to act like irrational, but I'm hearing erratic. Like making a decision when you're either erratic, scattered, not grounded type of energy. So they want you to shut something down before it even starts. It's almost like they want to make sure you shut down to something before you even get that willpower to go, before you get a sense of that you can have boundaries. And what I have is this boundary card looking up at the void very intimately. Remember, intimacy does not depict sexual relations. Intimacy is just something that we are very close knitted with, can be very close knitted with. We can have relationships with people that are platonic, that are just very close knitted. So right here, it's getting very close knitted when you create these boundaries to this person. When they come in and they're going to try and do whatever to try and take this idea from you and leave you stuck at where you're at. It's creating that boundary towards that. That's what's going to keep you in that place of power. So when you want to react, don't react. Don't. I've been seeing something and I know the power of this, but I wanted to see it from a different view. But know the power of silence. Know the power of silence. Because when you have somebody who's trying to dominate you, trying to dominate the question, you being quiet, you not reacting, you reflecting, you actually actively listening, it scatters them. They'll start to say things that they would say that they didn't mean, but in a sense they do. But they're just so scattered. So just watch that. Again, invoking silence when somebody's trying to get you to react is a very big power. Knowing that you have the will to wield your story in any which way you want to go. You have the will to step up to where you're meant to go at any time is all within your power. It's all within what's going to create that peace for you. What's going to help heal what you felt like is always going to be a conflict in your life. Yo, Virgo! Okay, so, you forgot, but I noticed, and usually if I forget, I'm like, me, but no, the guides are like, you are not done yet. There's still that bonus message to reconfirm everything with the White Light Oracle. And I'm really being pulled that this is really important. I have to share this. So let's tap back in. Thank you so much, energies around, positive energies around, for your patience as I almost forgot this last reconfirming message for the Virgo community using the White Light Oracle. So what is it that needs to come out? What is it that needs to reconfirm for this community? What is it through the White Light Oracle? We have 2 cards here, so get settled in. I have 22. Ayen, Soph, Aru, Aru. Excuse me if I do not pronounce that correctly. I'm just going to point out this one has the 22s, 4. This next one, let's see. This is Anapasis. Now this one, I did see it in the pre-shuffle. What number is that? 4. Whatever you want to work towards, again, the 4, 4, 4s, the 3 4s already, found them. Do not worry, what you are working towards will be successful. So let's go ahead and read. We'll go for the number 4 first. Let's see. All right, so number 4, Anapasis. Do not give up, but allow your heart to disengage from your struggles. This is meant for y'all. Give yourself much needed rest. You're in a phase of recovery. If you have been off your path, you are going to come back strong. You will regain your spark of passion, inspiration, and devotion. A certain order of events needs to take place for your soul path to come to fruition. Commit yourself to your sacred journey, trusting that the right thing will happen at the right time. Man, whoo, I kind of want to tear up. I'm not going to lie, this is very beautiful. For the Virgo in this story, just know that you are loved. You are so loved. And you have a lot of ancestors here who believe in you. They believe in you so much. All right, so 22, and Soph, Air. A way through the struggle has already been created for you, and you are being led onto that path. Your authentic soul path may include recognition, acclaim, notable success, and admiration. Focus on what connects you. Oh, wait. Hold on. Be grateful, but do not be dazzled or distracted by such experiences. Focus on what connects you to your heart and grounds you in the simplicities of spiritual truth, which is the practical love, kindness, and peace. This will allow for successful progress in the material world without disturbing the sanctity of your soul. Whatever you go off in, and when you start to get recognition for it, don't get big-headed. When you step into that willpower, that place of power, when you finally see that you got this power to go, don't be big-headed with it. Stay humble. Stay humble, because that will be more fruitful than trying to get a big head. Why I stopped was because to me, all that admiration, notable, that's that royalty lineage there. All right. Those kind of people were renowned. All right. They were looked up to. They were admired and stuff like that. There's something that you created that really is going to put this Virgo in a certain position. of being recognized. And what happens is when that happens and other things are recognized, other energies are recognized for what they are, who they are, what kind of workplace it is, what kind of household it is, etc., community, whatever, etc. Stuff's going to come out the wash. Stuff is going to come out the wash. And I think you're going to see why this person was afraid for you to leave, because it's just that you are just that darn special, Virgo, in this story. And what you're working on is that special. All right, that's my cue to go. So, once again, thank you so much for hanging out, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.